Hello, I'm Marcel Desaulniers, host of Death by Chocolate. Now you can create these same elaborate chocolate confections right in your own kitchen with my new book, Death by Chocolate. From simply the best chocolate brownie to sinful chocolate devastation, I'll give you easy-to-follow, foolproof recipes to satisfy every chocolate lover's desire.
To order your 144-page Death by Chocolate book, call 1-800-435-0800 with your credit card ready.
We're back with Marcel and Death by Chocolate.
In a few moments, we'll be putting the icing on the cake. But right now, I'm developing a relationship with this hot liquor sauce. And if I don't leave to go do my cake right now, I got to do this, though. Wow. Woo. And that is a jolt. That's the incredible part about chocolate. Let me cut this cake. I'm gonna blush again, as I did when I was telling you about these wonderful things that chocolate can do for you. At this point, I am cutting our cake in half. We're bifurcating the layer here. And I've already cut one and have it going. And let me show you what this looks like under here. Look at the speckles. That's our speckled cake. I will put some of our chocolate icing here. And there's a good degree of icing here, so you don't have to be too conservative. Spreading it around, getting a nice layer. And then I will slide this. I'm actually getting a little bit of cake. A little cake for the chef. I'm going to have to start saving some for the chef's helpers here. Okay. Nice layer. And then we slide this, actually just slide it right off onto the first two layers that we've started. Let me get that out here so you can see it. And then we'll put the layer with the speckled side down, the baked side down. Well, it's all baked, but that's the layer that was inside. And now we'll start covering the whole cake with icing. And you can put quite a bit on top here. And we start on top, and we layer it, as I'm doing here, working with some deliberate strokes to get the chocolate around. And then we start on the side. But I've got an idea that by the time I finish this cake, and that I put a very liberal dose of hot liquor sauce, both under the cake, and maybe even drizzle a little bit over the top, that any slight imperfection we won't worry about. So actually, let me take one here that we've already started that has because I want to show you this final step here. This is a whole cake, quite nicely frosted all the way around. The 2 ounces of remaining chopped chocolate, the grated chocolate, we can put all of the chocolate actually on a plate like this and then take a nice handful and apply it to the side of the cake, allowing the chocolate to fall back into the plate. And then this keeps your counter really nice and clean. And see, I really want you to see how I'm doing this step, because this is, I think, quite a nice professional touch to the cake. And it's quite easy to do. And there's plenty of chopped or grated chocolate here to accomplish this step. So we go around, getting a big handful. I'm getting quite a bit on the counter too, but it'll be easily wiped. Just like that. And then coming back around, I see I've got some empty spots here. So that's our finishing touch to this cake. And the next thing, of course, is to get a serrated slicer and to heat the blade of it and wipe it dry, and then to cut through the cake and to be rewarded with a bite of heaven, our old-fashioned layer cake. To create the old-fashioned chocolate layer cake, first prepare the speckled chocolate cake batter. For that you'll need ½ pound plus 2 tablespoons unsalted butter, 8 egg yolks, 1 1/4 cups granulated sugar, 6 egg whites, 1 1/2 cups cake flour sifted, 10 ounces semi-sweet chocolate finely grated. Separate the batter between the 2 prepared cake pans and place in a preheated oven at 325 degrees for 25 to 30 minutes. After cooling the cakes to room temperature, remove the parchment paper and refrigerate for 30 minutes. For the chocolate icing, we begin with half a pound unsalted butter, 3/4 of a cup unsweetened cocoa, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 4 cups confectioner's sugar, 1/3 cup half and half cream, and 1 teaspoon pure vanilla extract. Keep the icing at room temperature until needed. Now on to the hot liquor sauce. For that you'll need 1½ cups heavy cream, 9 tablespoons unsalted butter, 1 cup granulated sugar, 1 cup tightly packed brown sugar, 1½ cups unsweetened cocoa, and 1/4 teaspoon salt. Bring the cream to a boil, add the granulated and brown sugar, stir to dissolve the sugar, then allow to cool before adding dry ingredients. Here you go. I've got my cake and I'm going to eat it too. A delicious old-fashioned chocolate layer cake with a decadently delightful side of hot liquor sauce for your chocolate pleasure. Thanks for joining us for the Learning Channel. I'm Marcel Desaulniers, wishing you sweet dreams.
We now conclude our evening of fine living on the Learning Channel, brought to you by the wine cellars of Ernest and Giulio Gallo, who invite you to take a new look at Chardonnay. But now, stay tuned for TLC Presents, coming up next.